The thing nobody talks about with spinal fusion is the way it affects you mentally. It affects everyone in different ways. But for some people it may show up abruptly, like you can see the emotions there coming right out. And for some people like me, they may not be there at all, and they may show up later, way later. On the outside I look strong, confident, knowledgeable, and maybe even fearless, you could say. But on the inside I was just a terrified little boy who was very good at pushing away these feelings. And I was probably doing it without even realizing or knowing. I think the whole scoliosis and fusion experience has changed the landscape of my mind to this very day. The strange thing is that when I had my surgery and a year after the recovery, I didn't show as much fear or emotions as I thought I would. At least that's what I can remember. I remember just getting through it. I did suffer, and I also remember just being preoccupied with things in my life, getting on with my life, things like college, things like that. But now I reflect on those moments and what happened, and I do notice some signs that I wasn't really able to notice at the time, mainly because I had no idea what they were or how to notice them. But I can tell you that on the exact 1-year anniversary of my surgery, that was exactly when my mental well-being started to go through the floor. And it's weird, I mean literally on the day, the 18th of August. And as my mental well-being plummeted, that's when I found out that I had OCD. I was born with OCD and I was suffering it for my whole life without knowing what it was, but it just made it so much worse right after that 1 year's anniversary. So bad it was unignorable, and thankfully, because my brother, he told me what it was. And I think it was just in that second year when I found out I had OCD was just when the trauma started to come to the surface. And it's not like in the sort of PTSD way you think, where it's like, oh, loads of bad memories which are triggering you. It was for me more like behaviors coming back and being constantly scared of things. I was unable to make decisions, even simple decisions. I was so paralyzed by fear all the time. And I was horrifically obsessing over things, but that is more to do with the nature of the disorder itself. But anxiety disorders can be a product of going through a traumatic event like spinal fusion. Or at least if you already have one, they can be majorly flared up. Ironically for me, my second year after surgery was probably worse than the first. I don't know why, but it was just the mental side of it. It was just torment. There's also some other life events happening here and there making it worse. 2024 was probably the worst year of my life. I was even considering going to some specialized therapist. I had no idea what to do. But it was around the start of 2025, February, when I started posting videos, started going up again. My mental health started going up. And I've always loved making videos and stuff like that as a kid, so I think it served as some sort of vent, some sort of therapy, a distraction, if you will. And that's obviously led to this amazing thing right here. So that's when my own recovery started to really pick up mentally. Sometimes even if you're fully recovered physically, you might not be fully recovered mentally. The mental side is a massive thing that is totally overlooked. I still deal with OCD and I'll never, fully get rid of it, obviously, but I'm much better at dealing with it. So if I could tell you one important thing to maintain good mental health, it's that you should let yourself feel these emotions and express them during these trying times. It's human. You are not a machine like I thought I was. You're supposed to feel these things. You are not a wimp for feeling them. You're not a baby. There's nothing wrong with it. Even the strongest people in the world feel these things. The thing that makes them different and brave is that they just keep going no matter what. Talk about these feelings, write them down, talk to them with your loved ones, and never just repress them, because they are stored in the body and they come back sometime later. Never ever feel embarrassed to feel this way, and work on your dreams at the same time, things that keep you mentally occupied. And just remember that you are not alone.